Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video, I hope. So the whole purpose of this video is to get some redemption on this thing. If you watched the show the other day, I had this out to the range, had high hopes. This is my Ruger 77 357. Says it right here on the side there, if the light's not too shiny. 77 357 right there. But has iron sights. Actually pretty nice iron sights. Threaded barrel, it's threaded 1/2 by 28. That's your 223 or 9mm thread. And I've got my Banish 46 V2 on here. That's a really good can, suppresses real nice. But the problem was, I had this out at the range the other day, wanted to use the iron sights. At 100 yards, I couldn't even see where I was hitting. Went up to 50 yards, and I've still got my target sitting here. I was having to hold down here to hit up here. Now, does it have adjustable sights? Yes, it does. The rear sight is adjustable, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a scope on it. I got like a 4 or 5 inch group. You can see there at 50 yards. Ooh, I gotta sneeze. I got 4 or 5 inch group at 50 yards with the iron sights, and I was using some admittedly so lightweight for caliber, 125 grain of these Remington UMCs. So for this video, I'm gonna scope it. I've got the rings around here somewhere. Scope it, a low power scope of some sort that I can find over here in my stash of stuff when I need it. And I'm gonna go the opposite end. I tried the 125s. I'm gonna go to the opposite end to this stuff, which this stuff's actually pretty new, this core-locked handgun stuff. This is a 180 grain jacketed hollow point. Now, I have high hopes for this stuff because I have this exact same one in 44 mag. You can see how that's set up. I've got a 2-7 on there with the rings. This is a 77-44, and it loves these core-locked handguns. I even took a deer with it. That video's up on the channel. But I'm gonna go to the other end of the 180s just to give you a close look at what these look like, the core-lock handguns in 357. And we're gonna get it close at 10 yards like I always do. Take it straight to 100 yards, not even 50 yards. Get on paper, do some 100-yard groups with the 77 357. I'll have a scope on it and suppressed, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna scope it. I'll see you out there at the range. Should be pretty cool. All right, so real quick, just so I can show you in this controlled environment real quick, I got it scoped up. So my first choice to put the scope on was actually this dude right here. It's a Crimson Trace muzzle loader, and it's called a muzzle loader because it has a drop reticle specifically measured, etched in the glass for a muzzle loader drop. But I've since swapped this out with a different scope on my new muzzleloader. Stay tuned for muzzleloader videos if you're into that. But that scope was just a little bit too close to the rear sight than I liked. So I grabbed this one, which this is actually, some might call vintage. This is an old Bushnell Elite 3200. Some of y'all have probably used these in the past. I think they still make an Elite line if I'm not mistaken, but this is a 4-12, a little bit more than I was looking for. Does it work? I should have tested that out first. Let me run outside. I can't tell here in the dark. I almost feel like that dial moves too easily. Let me run outside and make sure these zoomies work. Whew. Wowzers, actually works really well. This dial just moves so effortlessly. I just kind of felt that something was wrong with it. A lot of the more modern stuff, I guess, has a harder time turning, but glass is clear enough for me, especially for a 357 mag. We done too much yapping already. Let's run out there 10 yards, get it close, then we'll go send them at 100 from the bench and see what happens. See you out there. All right, so here we go. Got it scoped up, like I showed you. I'm just gonna single feed these. Again, I'm at roughly 10 yards. We're just gonna see where we are on paper at 10 yards. Make sure that can's on there tight. Let's see where it hits. 10 yards. Ooh, I had that parallax up to infinity. All the way down on the parallax. Man, 4-power zoom is almost too much. Oh, that was 12. Oh, of course it's too much. 4-power zoom's actually great with the parallax once I have it dialed right. I'm gonna hold dead center and just see where I hit. Broke that trigger pretty good. Looks like I'm about 1.5 inches right, but my up and down is pretty close. Normally when I do this, I do like a 270 or 30-06. I have the impact be 2 inches low or so, just kind of lining up the barrel with the scope. 357, how fast is this say on the box? 1090 feet per second. It's probably quite a bit faster than that. Even though it is a 180 grain, probably quite a bit faster because it's out of this model 77, but that's right. All that being said, I'm gonna leave it right where it's at. It's right 1.5 inches, so we need to crank it left, and we're up close, so we need a bunch of clicks. This is a 1/4 inch at 100 per click, so let's just go ahead and give it, I don't know, 12 clicks. When you're closer, you need more clicks. All right, save this brass. Single feed another one, and let's hope this one's closer. I actually felt like I squeezed that one a little bit right. Out here doing this offhand. That was a good hold, and it's still not far enough. Man, how many clicks have we done so far? 20? Let's do some more. Let's just go ahead and give it 15 more. Still need some more. All right, I'm gonna give it a couple more, and then we're just gonna go back to 100 and use the bench. All right, now, so here we go. 100 yards from the bench. If you saw my video with my 77-17, which is a 17 Super Mag, Winchester Super Magnum. Man, this mag don't want to drop out. I was having problems with the mag. Thanks for all the comments on that one. Apparently these rotary magazines are adjustable, and I have yet to try that on my 17, but I will. But let's go ahead and load 3 up of these 180 grainers and see what happens. See how this mag is. Hey, pushed that one up just fine. So far so good with this mag. This mag seems to be good. Now, at 100 yards, let's see if we're on paper. We sighted it in at 10 yards with pretty much a near bullseye. So, this will learn us something too. I've never had a long barreled 357, and I surely have never tried to fling them at 100 yards, but it was on at 10. Let's see if it's on at 100. We're way too high right here. There we go. Bottomed that out. This is my Caldwell Lead Sled DFT2. It's one of my favorite rests to use when we're doing this type of stuff. But we're going to use all the zoomies, 12 zooms. Got my parallax at 100. Do my best here. Not the clearest piece of glass I've ever looked through, but again, that's what I had laying around. Let me bring you guys down a little more. All right. Cross your fingers. Hopefully this is on paper. Should be. See what happens. Do my best. I'm gonna hold that center target there. See if I can make this any more clear. Nope, not really. Do my best here. Hold center. And of course it didn't hit the paper. That's exactly what happened when I tried using the iron sights. You may have seen in the Camera footage, I can't see on that box because it already has a bunch of other holes in it, but our left to right was pretty good. So I'm gonna do the same I did with the irons. I'm gonna hold at the top of the paper, see if we have a hit. I don't need to single feed them, I already put them in the mag. Hold at the top of the paper here and see if we hit the paper. Nope. Huh. Send another and hold the bottom of the paper. This 357 is starting to really frustrate me. I'm telling you what. So this one I'll hold at the top of the paper. Maybe y'all can see something I'm not seeing, but hold the bottom here now. Okay, so I held left to right center and I hit the top. Thank goodness. I thought I was gonna have to go to like 20 yards and lay down in the grass there again, but we're on paper, so I know where to dial it from here. But don't know until we try. So we hit about 8 inches high and 1, 2, 3, 4 inches right. So now I'm gonna hold where I held before and dial it to that impact. So it's high, we need to go down, which is gonna be what on this? Turn this to the right until it goes up to our impact. Well, that's going the wrong way. Maybe they used to do scopes different back in 1960 when the scope was made. Do my best to hold it still and adjust the left to right here. Turn that the wrong way too. That's just great. All right, so I kind of fumbled that, adjusting that scope, but this one should be closer to the bullseye. Let me hold dead center on this one. This one just has me frazzled all together. Hold dead center target here. Well, my up and down is right in the center. So you know what? I fixed the left to right. It's also not ejecting those, I'll make note of, which is not good. Let me just send 2 more with that same hold. Make sure nothing squirrely's happening on that center line there. Then we'll have somewhat of a group to adjust on. 100 yards and they're touching, so yeah, it's not ejecting every single one. That doesn't impress me. Is it broken? Shouldn't be broken. Sucker's brand new. Doesn't appear to be broken. That claw just isn't flinging them. Maybe I need to goose it when I pull it back. So we got good news. It likes the heavier stuff, the 180s. Let me go ahead and do a group right here. Center hold again, and hopefully this one will touch too. That was not the best of squeezes, but it shouldn't have been off the paper. Did I just put 2 in the same hole? We'll have to review the tape, but it would appear I did. There's no way I missed by 6 inches on that last one. Didn't sound funny or anything. Now, our left to right is good. We need to adjust the up and down. Up is that way, so we should come down. Should be. I'm gonna adjust from the point of aim to the impact, and hopefully do it better this time than last time. Okay, let me really goose this. Well, I slipped off the handle there. Let's do another group of 3. Holding the center again. See if we can actually get a group on the center. Part 2 of this is going to be doing another testing out like 5 or 6 different types of 357 ammo. But it's looking like anything's going to have a hard time beating this stuff. Here we go. Hold center here. Do my best and send 3. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I really goose those, it yanks it out. I had to throw a big smile up there because this thing was really getting on my nerves, but now I'm actually really loving it. Yeah, this thing is money. This is 100 yards, guys. This is not 10 yards. This is not 50 yards. This is 100 yards with 357 mag. We're definitely putting this on I'm going to take a whitetail with this. Maybe the first one that I deer hunt with. That's some good stuff. Woo! You have been redeemed, baby. That's going to be the title of the video or something. Still needs to come up about a ½ inch, but that's an easy adjustment. Here we go. Get this group done here. That was a terrible garbage squeeze in this whole jump, this whole rest jump. So I'm going to give it another one because I don't think that one's going to be a fair shake. Yeah, that one put it in there. That one put it in there. So that makes me happy, happy, happy. I'm going to see if I can find my calipers and measure those groups because that is ridiculous, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Next thing, hopefully my my GoPro down there that's supposed to be filming the target didn't get messed up and corrupted like it did last time I had this out. But my goodness, let's go measure those groups, and I'll meet you back there. I love it. I love it. I love the 44. I love the 357. Woo! You know what? I'm out here having too much fun. I'm so excited I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I needed to bring that up, didn't I? Just a smidge. We're gonna call that 3/4 inch low. So up is gonna be this way, 3 clicks. And then, just for giggles, the camera's not on it, but you'll be able to hear it because I've got a 5-inch gong down there, right beside it at 100 yards, that you would have seen me install in the video yesterday. You'll be able to hear this for sure. 5-inch gong at 100 yards, 357 mag. Boom. That's essentially a deer heart, okay? Stay tuned, I got a lot more coming on this one. We're gonna stretch it out even further. Test a whole bunch of different type of ammo. Really, I don't need to now that I have this, so I may not test a bunch of ammo. I don't know, it likes the heavy stuff. We might just do some long range stuff for fun, but let me measure those groups and meet you back there. All right, so closer look at this. Let me circle this one so we can be sure that we know what we're talking about. So I went from iron sights at 50 yards, doing terrible 12 inches off, 4 or 5-inch groups. Let's get rid of that paper and forget it ever happened. That was with the 125 UMCs. I'm sure these do fine out of a revolver, your 357, not SIG, 357 mag. Didn't like the 125s, but like I said, I'm sure these will work fine in your revolver. Be pretty hot too in a revolver, going fast. So I fed it to 180s. Off paper, and then to get it on paper, I tried holding up here, nothing, held down here, hit right there, made an adjustment, and upon further looking, that is 3. 2 in the same hole right there, and then 1 right there. That's a 0.4 inch group with a 357 mag. That's insane. And then that one was absolutely me. I did it again. I didn't do 0.4 again, but I confirmed that it does good again. 1.03 inch group, and this was with a hot barrel. Does that hot barrel affect it or not? I don't know. And looking at it now, I probably need to click it 2 more up high. Anyways, I'm sold on it. What started out to be a frustrating journey with my 77 357 has flipped itself upside down. That's incredible. The extractor doesn't like you to do that, but the mag worked great. Suppressed very well. I didn't have ear pro on. That's my Banish 46 V2. And I kind of like that old school scope on there. 4 power might be a little high if we have that whitetail like right below us in a tree. But my goodness, at 100 yards, getting under half an inch, we'll have no problem putting it right where we want it on a whitetail. I can't guarantee it because things happen, but this is up there at the top of my list of things I want to whitetail hunt this year. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. If you haven't seen the video where I took the whitetail buck, I took an 8-pointer with this same one, but in 44 mag. That video's up, definitely check it out. It loved that core locked handgun as well, but hey, I'm excited. I'm not gonna ramble on anymore, but this is definitely gonna be in some more videos. I love it. Before I forget, let me click it up 2 more. Boop, boop, and we're gonna leave it there. Man, I love it, I love it, I love it. I could ramble on all day, but I'm gonna stop the video. Y'all don't wanna hear all that. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Tons of new videos on the way. I'm working crazy hard this week, brainstorming on a bunch of videos that I would want to watch and hope that y'all would want to watch. But hey, glad I tried the heaviers, and those are hunting rounds, core locked handgun, man. Woo! Appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Hooty hoo!
Load it up and get all the zoomies you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cap. It don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot and let